Okay. It is Monday, apparently. And here we are. We are needle felting yet again today. We are following along with the Bob Ross Joy of Painting tutorials from Season 3. We're on the last tutorial. We are on Episode 13. And we have the link to the original tutorial from the Bob Ross YouTube page pinned in the chat if anyone wants to see that in full. There you go. And you can have at it with that. And I'm just going to finish getting set up here. Running a little late today for me. But sleep said fuck you last night, so sleep did not happen. Alright, we got some fluff. So when we last left off yesterday, we were working on our river, and that is where we are gonna pick back up. I don't know if it's really a river. I'm calling it a river. And I've got the tutorial paused in the bottom corner for where we currently are trying to catch up to. We're getting there, slowly. Ever so slowly. Alrighty. Okay. My mat's starting to get a little cranky, but it's alright. I think we can make it till at least Christmas with it. We'll see. Alright, so I use acrylic yarn instead of roving. I will use roving occasionally if I have enough of the color that I need. But for the most part, I am primarily using the acrylic yarn. It does take a little more prep because it doesn't come in its little fluffy state. It comes in its twisted skein state. So you kind of have to put it back into its fluffy, pre-twisted skein state. So it just takes a little more time, a little more prepping. But for the amount of yarn that I have, I like to prep. All the colors I already have fluffed. So I do that when I get the yarn, before I put it away. So when I have a yarn order show up, I pull skein by skein out of the box and fluff it, put its little label tag in the bag so I know what color it is. And then I tuck the rest of the skein that I have left over from filling the bag into my storage boxes. And when the bag starts to get low, then I go and color match it. Color match the fluff to the ball. And fluff some more. I find that it's easier for me to have it already fluffed and ready to go for when I want to work on something or I want that color, than to have to stop and fluff everything just to do that one project. I mean, there are times where we have to refill the fluff bags, but I tend to do that at the end of working on something, because I have a bucket that I put all of my colors in that I need for a project that I've decided that I want to utilize for it. And as I finish, if there's enough fluff, like when I'm done with that color, if the bag is still reasonably full, I will just put that back up on my fluff wall. And yes, I do have a fluff wall. It is just some string between some nails, kind of like a little clothesline. And I just have binder clips clipping the Ziploc bags to it. I was using clothespins for a while, but they kept breaking. Like they kept like twisting in the little metal piece, because they were just cheap clothespins from Dollar Tree. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go with binder clips. They're a little bit more durable. So I just got some mini clips. Found a decent deal on sale. And they're good enough. I mean, they don't have to be super heavy duty, because it's just a light bag of yarn. And it just needs to hold the one corner. So it's all good. So this piece was a little bit longer in one go than I usually do. So it's going to take a little bit extra stabbing, and that's okay. All right. Nope, my hands are just not frictiony enough today. Maybe in a little while they will be. Once it starts to get a little bit more warm in here. Alright, so we got my hair all dyed, we got it touched up. That's done. Good to go there. Started editing on the last painting video that I have to work on. I will say I did have to dump one of the videos I did because I kind of messed up the piece, and I know I usually say I like to see the fails. This one was a complete and total utter failure. I wasn't happy with it at all, and because I had to edit the video on it and I didn't really have time to fuck around, I just kind of dumped the video. I'm not happy with the piece. I really wanted to scrap it. I'm still gonna post the photo of it, but I was like, I don't know if I want to waste the time on editing this when I have a limited amount of time to get this editing done, because I am on a little bit of a time crunch here. Especially now that August is just about over. I got all my Bear and Breakfast recorded. I realized I was 4 episodes short. Now we'll be back before the recorded stuff I have finishes on YouTube. But I didn't want to have to jump into stream right when we got back, because I'm going to need a couple of days to decompress from being on the road. And cleaning the house up, because I have a feeling it's going to be a disaster when we get back. I was originally thinking that we would do like a Coral Island stream Saturday night or something to mess around with, but Friday night I have to, the Friday before we leave, I'm going to try to make some cookies. Saturday night I have to clean. I'll probably be packed by Wednesday, so I mean, that's not a huge deal. We have to do laundry. Make sure I have enough outfits. For the trip. So we will see how all of that ends up panning out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that Coral Island stream the Saturday night before we leave. It depends on the state of the house, put it that way. Depends on a few things. We might end up doing it anyway, I don't know yet. Depends on how wired I am and how many things still need to be done. But we'll see. But now I have enough bear and breakfast to get us through us being away and lack of live stream being exported. It won't help us on Twitch here, because I don't want to. I know that there's a feature that you can upload to Twitch and then have it broadcast, and then, you know, make sure that you've marked it previously broadcasted so people know this isn't live. But I'm not going to be able to sit in the chat while it's playing. So we're just going to be on vacation mode for 2 weeks on the channel. But that should be the last time we're going anywhere for some time. It's going to be, it's sort of extra that we're even doing this now. I think we would have preferred to wait until next year. But I don't know if we can wait till next year. So that's why we're doing this when we're doing it. Okay, let's pop that guy up there. Actually, I think I'm gonna go to this side. This side's a little less bumpy. That's just our water that I have in our bottle cap. Okay. So now it's kind of a big guy. Let's go a little bit smaller if we can. Okay. I mean, we can probably clean that up a little bit with our shrubbery that's going to be hanging out over here as we get there. So I hope everybody's week is starting off okay. And that things are all good. I'm struggling today. Like I said, it feels like Sunday. It doesn't feel like Monday. Probably because I missed Friday's stream in the chaos that was Friday. So now I'm just kind of drifting. Oh, right. We're gonna miss Saturday's stream, too. We might miss Saturday's stream. Damn. We might move Saturday's stream to Saturday night. I forgot. The fair is this weekend. The craft fair, and we're gonna be down there. I don't think we'll be home in time for the start of stream. So I might just mark that canceled on the calendar on the old sketch there. And if I feel up to it, we might do it Saturday night instead. Because I'm going to be all sorts of hot and gross. And I don't want to be clock watching while we're down there because I don't want my mom to think I'm rushing her. If we even end up going. Depends on what the weather's doing. If the weather's shit, then I might just be like, fuck it, we're doing this anyway. But we will see what happens the end of the week. We have to work, do yard work tomorrow. We need to make sure that the front's looking good. I don't know if he's gonna have to do another pass with the mower on the front just to get us to the weekend. Our grass grows so fast, it's ridiculous. I don't know if that was just a light speck of yarn or if it was a thin spot. It might have been a light speck of yarn, but it was bothering me. I thought we had filled it in already, so maybe it was just the color of the yarn. This particular denim color has some light running through it. See, like right in here. That is actually a thin spot. See, sometimes it's hard to tell. Especially with this color, because this color has some gray running through it. Because, you know, denim. Denim's that odd mix of blue and gray kind of mingling together and having a grand old time. So it makes things a little bit trickier to figure out at times. Alright, that's a little better. You okay?
Oh yeah, my mother was just asking about what I ordered on Amazon.
What did you order? Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, stuff for the mixer.
Yeah. It went to the right card, right? It didn't accidentally? Yeah. Okay. We're still trying to fix my mixer. The posts that answered the husband's question didn't actually answer the husband's question.
Well, it kind of did.
Oh, I thought you said they didn't.
They gave me the information I need to go from there. Like, I might have an idea what's going wrong.
So... no homemade pizza. I'm missing my homemade pizza. I'm jonesing for it. The last time I went to make it, I'm in the middle of mixing the dough, and my mom's like, yeah, let's get takeout. It's too hot to cook. And I'm like, but I've already started. And then we're like, well, let's just put it in the fridge and save it for later. And it didn't come up to room temperature well enough, and it didn't want to stretch the next day. And it was just tearing, and it felt dry, and I'm like, I was so upset. Next time, we're just gonna get the takeout the following day, because... although I think my mom's sick of pizza, but... the husband and I don't care. We will live off of it to an extent. Like, I can do pizza a lot more often. Especially if I change up the toppings on it. But that requires me to do some planning ahead of time. We don't normally buy rotisserie chicken anymore because we couldn't really afford it. I liked getting it when I was in New Jersey. And we got it from our ShopRite, but I don't know if I really trust getting it from Walmart, because I don't know. I've gotten used to how some Walmart shoppers behave, and I don't know if I trust getting it from there. I might trust getting it from Sam's, but I've never had it from Sam's, so I don't know if I would like it. And Sam's is a pretty good distance from here. The one place that we lived at, ShopRite was like right next door, so I could just walk right on over at the drop of a hat if I needed something. Which was nice. I didn't necessarily mind that property. It was okay. I had a good sized closet. I did like that. I didn't like that it was well water though. We had our... I can't remember if the well... No, we thought the well went dry, but the pump motor fucked off or something on Thanksgiving. And we called our landlord and we're like, we don't have any water. And he's like, oh shit. So then they had to have the well company come out, and that wasn't until the next day. And so he was like scrambling to try to find us bottled water. So that wasn't fun. And then he put it up for sale. My dad was considering buying it, but he got mad because the guy didn't want to take the years that we had been living there towards mortgage payment. I'm like, well, no, because that wasn't decided ahead of time. That money is long gone. Like, no, that's totally within his right. You can't be mad about that. It wasn't a rent-to-own agreement anyway. I think he just wanted the property gone. I don't think he wanted to be a landlord anymore. And we were allowed to stay there until it sold, but when it sold, we had to go. And then we ended up living with my grandmother for 4 days before she decided that we were invading her space and couldn't take it anymore and kicked us all out. And then we had to go back. I moved twice in 1 week while in the middle of school. That sucked. And then we were talking about packing up and moving to Florida because we had some family down there still. But I guess my dad wanted to go. My mom didn't want to go. I kind of wanted to go. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Time for a change. And then we ended up with a house in another town. The place that we really liked, I never got to see the inside of it. Never got to see the inside of it. We had looked at it, and it seemed perfect, but there was already an offer in on it. So that sucked. But the taxes in that town might have bit us in the ass in the end, so I don't know. I don't remember if my parents did a walkthrough on it. I know I wasn't with them if they did. They might have, and then they found out that there was already an offer in, but we could have put in a secondary offer in case the first offer fell through. But my mom was so desperate to stay in the area that she decided she wanted this other house, and the house just didn't have a good vibe. You know how you walk in and you feel the vibe of the place, and it's like, okay, alright. No. I didn't like that house the second I stepped foot in it. I'm like, feels like there's some bad energy in here. I mean, I liked the separate finished room that there was in the basement because of the size of it, but the whole upstairs, just something felt bad about that house. And my room would have been the size of a glorified walk-in closet. I was like, I can barely get a twin bed in here. Putting a inflatable queen mattress in there. Was it a queen? No, it was a full. With my clothes dresser, and I had a little vanity table and a nightstand and a little table to have my TV on. That was it. You could like barely get like that much room, like the width of your foot around the bed. It was very, very tiny. Probably comparable to like a New York apartment studio bedroom area. It was ridiculous. I was just like, I don't know about this. My mom was all in love with the property. I'm like, are you really though? Bad energy in that place. I don't know what the bad energy was, but it was bad energy. Alright. Like, it wasn't haunted. For those that believe in that, it wasn't. We never came to any evidence that it was. There's just something uncomfortable with the vibe in that place. Looked like I was trying to needle felt through our tape there again. So this section did this weird little pull in there. Don't know why. But it did. We'll see how things go. I'm going to attempt to make chicken Alfredo tonight. My first attempt at making Alfredo sauce, it was really thin. And they're like, keep the pot on low. And I'm like, okay, so I literally put it on the low setting and it wasn't warm enough. So the cheese wasn't melting. So we're going to try it again. I mean, it was good when we finally got it to the end, but it didn't reheat well. It became like a solid mass that glued itself to the inside of my container, and I was like, like the container did not want to give up its prize. I was like, really? It's like, okay. Like, I had to throw the entire container away because it wouldn't come out of the container. I was like, alright. The husband was about to start trying to chisel it out. I'm like, nope, don't bother. He goes, what? I said, it was a cheap container, and if the cheese sauce wants to claim its prize that badly, let it have it. Some fights just aren't worth it. Because then I was trying to imagine how horrible it was going to be to clean the container, and I was like, yeah, I think we're just gonna give that one up. Pick your battles. That was a battle I just wasn't willing to fight at that point. I was like, no. That's okay. Hard pass. You can keep that cheese sauce. I was disappointed because I really wanted the leftovers the next day. But I'm going to try to do chicken with it this time, so I need to bake the chicken ahead of time. So we might stop a little early today so that I can get the chicken in the oven. I was gonna get up early and get it in the oven before stream started. I was like, okay, well, if I get up at 10:30, 11, and I get that in the oven, then, you know, that'll be cooked ahead of time and one less thing for me to worry about, and then I can just shred it into the sauce and we're good when I add the pasta. Except, yeah. I didn't sleep last night, so insomnia was hitting hard. I don't know what it was, but I was still wide awake at like 5:30. I'm like, I've got to go to sleep. And I think I accidentally turned my alarm off after like the third snooze button. Because then I kind of jolted awake and I'm like, what the fuck time is it? My alarm hasn't gone off in forever. And then I saw the time and I was like, oh shit, well there goes that plan. Like when my alarm went off at 11, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. And it didn't. Surprise, surprise. Okay. This guy into here. We're still getting this weird... What is happening? This piece of felt has been just fussy. Definitely recommend the thicker felt, for sure. Like, what is even happening? I do not know. This is crazy. It's kind of funny. I've been, like, I think you had to pay a fee to do the parade that's going to be this weekend to be in it. And somebody's like, oh no, you just go down to the parking lot and line up. And I'm like, no. And like people are like, oh, what do we need to do to find out information about the fair? Like a week before. They've been posting, like, if you wanted to be a vendor, that ship has sailed, my friends. You had to apply to be a vendor months ago. Like in April, I think the deadline was June. You had to put down the money for the vendor space. The only way I can see somebody getting in last minute was if they had spots open. And I'm not so sure they did. Very rare that they still have spots open. Now, we have seen some spots open in years past, but I don't know if those were vendors that for some reason didn't show, or if those were spots that they just didn't get a vendor for. I don't know. I've thought about doing that craft show. I've never done a craft show before. But the whole how to handle the sales tax thing intimidates me because I don't know how to do it. And I would need to get a business license from the state, I believe, to do that. I think we looked into that. That's about $50. So not terribly outrageous, but I don't know how to deal with the sales tax thing. That's kind of why we just did the art giveaway at the farmer's market. Because I needed some of this stuff gone. It was either gonna get donated or given away. So we just went down to the farmer's market and did a table of free art, and I made some tips. People gave tip money, and I was like, oh, okay. More than I expected, I will say. I was only expecting like a couple bucks here and there. I made a lot more in tips than I expected. And the stuff that I gave away was stuff that just wasn't selling when I had the Etsy store. I'm surprised that the magnets were so popular, because nobody was touching them on the Etsy shop. I think I sold like 4. I was like, come on people, they're magnets, they're fun, you can go in your fridge, you don't have to put a nail in the wall. They're perfect for apartment art styles. But yeah, those were not popular on the Etsy shop. Or I was just getting drowned out by all the print-on-demand people that I'm like, is this really handmade? Like, I thought this was handmade shit. That's why I came here. And now it's become more not quite so handmade. Kind of frustrating. I have not reopened the eBay shop yet. I think I have to open a new one if I do. I also don't know what kind of verification eBay does on bank accounts now. So I don't know if it's going to be like a same Etsy situation. That I just don't know. So we'll probably be doing one more art giveaway. I have some magnets, well, some paintings that are ready to be turned into magnets, I think. I haven't checked on them in a few weeks. I need to see how dry they are. See if I can get them sealed. Alright, so this isn't quite as sharp of an angle now that we're getting this filled in. So we're going to have shrubberies here, down in our bottom corner. Let me grab our sketch because I never did a screenshot of it. So we're working on this body of water here. We got in our sky, our clouds, our mountains. We did our trees. So we've got these guys that are going to hang out in the bottom corner. And these will probably be the last things that we do. And then we have to do our landmass in here in all of our shrubberies. So we probably still have a couple of weeks on this guy. Easily. More than. Like probably 1 week on that island alone, if not 2. Maybe a week and a half. Will we be done this guy before we leave? I don't know. That I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll go that way. Just don't know. Kind of depends on what happens with life and body, and if any streams end up getting canceled. Because it happens. I hate it when it happens, but sometimes it has to happen. I don't take skipping a stream lightly. But sometimes the mental struggle bus, or if we have a migraine, or if life is just lifing. And life tends to happen a lot for us. At an astonishing rate. Or maybe it's just our neurodivergence that makes it harder to life for the two of us. I don't know. It's possible. Very possible. I don't have all the answers, and I never claimed to. Oh. My neck was catching. Something in there is not happy. Okay. So we'll get this worked into here. Hoping that we can at least get this water finished. That's my main goal for today, is at the very least, if we do nothing else, is at least finishing getting this color popped in. Like I said, I think I do need to stop a few minutes early today so that I can get chicken cooked for dinner. Because I need it to cool so I can handle it, right? I also have to let the heavy cream come up to... I have to use heavy whipping cream because I can't find heavy cream anywhere. Although the one recipe I said did say whipping cream and I was so confused. But I think that's because it's the only way you can find it in some areas. Okay. Alright, we're not doing too bad here. Just got this little bit left that's going to be our water. Alrighty. Let's see, I think we might have to turn you this way just to make this a little bit easier. And we will see how we do. We're just turning into just quite the bunchy mess here, aren't we? It's in part because we're jumping around and not working straight down. That I do know. Okay. Momo's definitely starting to feel a little better as he is back to being Mr. Sassy Pants, giving us all the sass. Okay. Uh-oh. Gentle, gentle. Okay. Alright, so we're not doing too badly. It is a lot of water. Steve just kind of... I don't know. I was getting the vibe on this one that Steve just wanted to be anywhere else. He was not comfortable. It felt like he begrudgingly agreed to this. because they didn't do much with that water there, and it's a lot of water. Like, the water eats up so much of this. Like, I get that it was a demo on technique and stuff, but Steve's painted a couple other ones. This might have been was this the first time he was on camera? I don't remember. It did feel like there were some nerves at work here. Just a bit. But even though this is a simpler one, it is taking us some time to work through. So don't be fooled. Even the simpler ones can be a bit time consuming. And especially for me, this is a slower medium to work with. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Especially working at the size that we are. If we were working smaller, it wouldn't take as long. But we are working approximately on an 8x10 surface. So it is going to take a little bit of time to fill that much space. I know it might be hard to tell what size we're working on, since we are a bit zoomed in with the camera. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to our sideways view here. Oh, do I want this down here? No, you know what? I think I'm gonna put you up here. I think we need you up here, darling. I think you will be better utilized covering this space. We shall see. Now, it doesn't matter if this edge isn't completely perfect, because we're going to have our shoreline and we can make an adjustment as the shoreline of our little island guy, peninsula, land finger, whatever you want to refer to it as, gets put in over top of the water. And I know I'm not just stabbing where we put that piece of fluff down. I'm just trying to make sure all of the area around it is sitting pretty well. Because sometimes when you're stabbing through one area, you know, your fiber gets pulled especially your base fiber, can like get tucked in a different direction, and then that can make something else look like it wasn't attached. So just, you know, doesn't happen too often, but sometimes it makes me notice a section that maybe didn't get stabbed in, tucked in quite as well as I would have liked. So then I'll just, you know, kind of go over that piece of fluff plus its neighboring areas once more, just to make sure that we're all good. Okay. That's filling in pretty good. Like, pretty good. Alrighty. So exciting when we start to get done with a large section of color. Because usually by then I'm like antsy to be done with that section, and I'm just like, yes, let's move on. Sometimes it's just the fact that my arms get tired when I'm dealing with one solid color in large swaths. I'm just uncomfortable today. It's another super high pollen day. My body hurts. Not quite sure why my body's hurting quite this much, but man, do we ache today? Whew. All sorts of poppy and clicky and just uncomfortable. I'm tired, very tired. Alright. So I do have a slight, slight bit of a gap here that I kind of need to fill in. So let's go ahead and get that guy. Or at least we're gonna try to. Yeah, like my knees ache, my hips ache, everything aches today. Okay, so make sure we are good and attached in through there. And we seem to be. We seem to be. Okay. We're gonna end up having to pull out a little bit more fluff from our denim bag, and that's okay. That's like not a terrible problem to have. We've got more. Say that is just fine. Alright, we need to catch up this section in here. So we need to do good photos in the sunlight. Of the paintings I've done. I was trying to wait until after the videos went live, but I might have him take the photo and then do the post. Can you schedule when posts go live on Instagram? Is that a thing? Without an additional app. I don't know. Tell you, I'll be glad when I get this backlog of stuff done for the trip, because then I've got more speed needle feltings to edit. I think I have at least 2. Husband's still working on episode 10. He just doesn't have the will to fight through the edit lately. We'll get it done eventually, I promise. But after he's done with it, I have to look at it and see if I'm happy with it. Little spot right there. That we need to fill in. And I want to get that filled in before I heal this guy up. Since it's kind of going in the same spot. Kinda, sorta. Oh. Yep, definitely need to pull more of this color out. Although that was kind of expected. Didn't really think we had quite enough pulled out there. Oh, come here, you. You're trying to roll away on me. That's not cool. Guess as long as you don't roll off the desk and stab me, then we're good, but you know, we don't want that. That would not be helping anybody, especially since I have shorts on today. I don't have the protection of fluffy lounge pants, it's too hot for that. My fluffy lounge pants are for the winter. I will still have shorts on, but I will also have fluffy lounge pants over top of them. We dress in layers around this joint in the winter. I'll sleep in shorts because I can't stand the feeling of so many layers of fabric on me if I can get away with it. I have a couple pairs of pajama pants that I will sleep in that are super, super thin. But I can't sleep in the fluffy ones. I can't do it. I get too hot. And then all the layers of fabric sliding and laying on top of me start to upset me. So I don't believe I'm one that could do a weighted blanket. Can't do it. But in winter, I usually have some kind of pair of shorts on. And then the fluffy lounge pants, at least around the house, put it that way. Sometimes if we only have to run to Walmart for just a quick second, and we're going to be in and out, and we're just going to the local one for us, I'll just leave the fluffy pajama pants on, especially if it's later at night. Be like, fuck it. But, you know, if we're going out shopping during the day, I will put normal clothes on. That we kind of need to have my limits. So I did tell the husband, I was like, you know, if we do end up moving to a different state, we're probably going to have to actually buy winter coats again. He's like, yeah, I know. Like, we haven't actually needed a full-ass winter coat like we had when we lived in Jersey. Since we moved here, we've just been getting by with like really heavy fleece lined hoodies. Just we haven't needed it. It's a different kind of cold here usually. Like when I lived in New Jersey, the cold just, I don't know, it just seeped in and took over. don't know if it was a more wet cold or what, but I had like a head to foot long kind of trench coat thingy that was like fur lined and not real fur, fake fur. And I was still freezing waiting for the bus. Pretty badly. That's gonna need another little guy. I can see a little thin gap in there. Do 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 do. Alright, let's see what that is gonna look like here. Alright, so we've got just this little bit of a section down here. I want to try to keep up with where we are before we start on the other end. Alrighty, that's not too bad. Now I can't remember if Steve did water lines on this one. I just don't remember. I kind of skimmed through this a while ago at this point. I just don't remember. Alright, are we still... Okay, we're still relatively good down there. Alright. I'm gonna move my water over to there with my USB charging cable. Alright. So, kind of want to get this, and we will work on getting this guy plopped into here. Alrighty. It kind of sounds like I'm stabbing through the tape on the other side of this, to be perfectly honest. And I very well might be. And just don't realize. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. When we go to remove this. Okay, let's peel that guy up. Okay, so we were like just barely tapping it because you can see a couple spots. Where there's a couple needle pokes, so I must have been tapping the other spots and just not going all the way through. That's fine, I didn't want to go all the way through. Okay. So, let's work on getting our next bit of fluffy stuff put into here. So are we doing game night tonight or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I've got the table set up with the mixer anyhow, so...
Oh, okay. Do you think you could go and turn the oven on for me to 425?
Really?
Why?
311.
Yeah, we might be stopping a little early.
Okay.
The chicken's gonna take like an hour.
Oh, right. 425?
Yeah. Maybe 45 minutes. I probably should have just cooked it last night. But it was still very much frozen last night. Now the question is, did he actually preheat the oven for me before he went to the bathroom? Or is he waiting till he comes out of the bathroom and then he's gonna forget? That's the question. Like, if he preheats the oven, we can go a little bit longer. 'Cause the Oven will be hot and ready to go. And it matters because my mom has to eat before it gets too late in the evening, or else she can't lay down when she usually does. She's got real bad acid reflux, so she really can't eat past a certain time if she wants to hold to her normal routine. Okay. No! Shh. Ah. Yay, it didn't hit the floor. That would have been just knocking paint bottles over now. That's alright. We can knock those over. They didn't hit the floor. So we're all good there. Our cats are still obsessively watching where we put the mousetrap down in our kitchen. So I don't know if they're still obsessively watching because they still hear or smell something, or if they're still obsessively watching because the scent is coming off of the mousetrap, you know? We have a live trap tube thingy that has served us well. It's one of the ones that we had up in the attic at one point. We haven't heard anything coming from the attic, so I do not believe they are up there. And this time. They could potentially be in a part of the attic that we can't hear them. This is possible. So was that dinner or lunch for you?
Dinner.
Really? So early?
Yeah.
You're gonna be starving by like 8 o'clock.
I'll probably have an English muffin then.
Did you remember to preheat the oven?
Mm-hmm.
Did you preheat the oven?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear it beeping when you preheated it, so... Alright. Just a little bit more to go in this corner here. And then we should be looking pretty good. You okay?
I'm having a bad moment.
Do you need anything from me?
Nope.
Okay. Alright. So we're gonna work on getting this little itty bitty section finished being filled in as best as we can here. Alright. So sorry if you hear the husband burping, it's an anxiety thing for him. It happens. Okay, so we're almost filled in here. Just gonna kind of flip that back over on itself here while we work on getting this corner situated. And then we have just a little bit more to go here along our bottom edge. Okay. So let's fill in this spot. Right in through here. Okay, so that looks like we've got a little bit more filling in the corner than I anticipated. And that's okay. I'd rather find out now than later. So I'm not going to peel that up just yet. So I want to see where our trouble spots are here. as best as we can. That might be as good as we're gonna get there in this corner. Quite possibly. Okay. So let's see. How are we looking? The back side doesn't look too bad. And bottom edge looks pretty good, so that's probably gonna do us there. So we got the river done, right? We didn't get a whole lot done today. While I wanted to get more done yesterday, looking at the time, we might have gotten some of the shoreline done, but I don't know if we would have finished it. So I do apologize that today's a slightly shorter stream, but it is getting very hot in here as well, so it's probably better that we cut things a little short today. So I will be back on Sunday. No, not Sunday. I will be back on Thursday with Coral Island, life permitting. There will be no stream. Well, there won't be a stream at the normal time on Saturday. We might make it up Saturday evening. We'll have to see how life is treating us at that point. But yeah, so Thursday's Coral Island, Friday should be Planet Zoo, Saturday is going to be a question mark, and then next Sunday and Monday we will be back to working on this guy. So I thank you for checking things out today. We will pick up with this one again the end of the week, and I hope your week is well. Don't forget to follow the social links down below. And until next time, everybody, have a good one.